Hey guys, welcome back. So we finally have the molds ready. So we'll talk about some products that I'm going to be using. I don't have my spray, but I do want to show you just in case. So first and first, the molds came out really well. I have tried other wax clays before, oil-based clays, and I do have to say, with the monster clay that I've been using, you don't get as much or nearly nowhere near enough of the clay stuck inside the mold, which is common. You will see it. So definitely rate them. I do the medium, so but it's all different preferences. You have an SP, which I find leaves a residue on your hands, which texture wise, not for me. With this one, barely anything, and as soon as you stop using it, it goes hard onto your clay, so it's not as easily damaged with like an SP or with wet clay. So first, what we'd have to do with these is prep them. Now, you can use matte wax spray. This works for some people. I use it only when I'm molding prosthetics. I don't use it actually on this. I use petroleum jelly. So you only need a little bit of this, because what you do then is you heat it up with a hairdryer, and then you just wipe the remaining product off. So when you heat it up, and I'll show you after I've talked about this, and then you'll see what I mean by it after. So then after, when these are completely ready to be molded, you're gonna need your cap plastic. Now there's two different types. You have Baldiez and you have super Baldiez. Personal preference, but I'm going to give you some pros and cons. With the super Baldiez, this product is blended out with IPA. Now if you are using alcohol pellets, which is mixed with IPA, be careful. It works still, but just be careful and be considerate of that. If it does go onto the cap plastic, it may blend through, but if you're just going to be painting on the silicone, you should be fine. Okay, with the super Baldiez, I did write some down. It is more flexible and durable with better blending capabilities. It's stretchy, it blends more easy with IPA, and it's all over a good product. The only downside is alcohol pellets. You've just got to be careful and know what you're painting. So if you're going to go onto the cap plastics, I would recommend going with Baldiez. Now, Baldiez is used with acetone, so it can be a little bit more harsh on the skin considered to IPA. Be careful of your solvents. Make sure you're looking at cost regulations, making sure you know what these mean. Excuse me, I'm drinking my fucking Lucid. So just be careful. Now, when it comes to mixing it, I will talk about when I'm mixing it, because it's easier to show than not to show. So with Baldiez, you can actually do ball caps with this. It is nice. You blend the edges with acetone, like I said, and it enhances flexibility, and it's skin friendly as well. So like I said, it's your personal preference, but I just want to get you out of the way. So number one, you put a either your spray or your petroleum jelly onto your molds, making sure you get most of the product off, and you just feel like a little barrier on it. You can use the spray if you want, and you can make the spray as well, which I have done. I'll have to find the recipe that I did for that. And then you go in with your cap plastics. Now, I like to make probably about 5 to 6 layers. Now, I will talk about this when I'm applying it, because everyone's is different. Everyone has their own type of layers, and there is a way to check to make sure your layers are fully dry, but you've got to make sure, no matter which product you're using, that each layer is completely dry. And I will show you what it looks like wet, and I'll show you when it looks like dry, but you have to make sure that it is dry. And then after that, we'll end up talking about how to measure and get the right amount for your prosthetics to go over. I'm a big thing, I hate wasting products, so I do get annoyed at myself when I do waste a bit of product, but I'm going to try and do the best I can. Also, when you are doing your prosthetics, if you have pieces like this, Make sure with a very dull tool, kind of like a round shape, that you're just gonna push it in a little bit, but you don't want to push too hard because you'll rip it. So that's just what I wanted to get first off. I'm really excited for you to see these prosthetics come to life and apply them and do the whole look, because I have stuff coming to do the whole look, which I'm really freaking excited to do finally now. So let's get on with it. Let's get this ready for cat plastic and then we can get on with it. Okay, so I will see you very soon. Another thing, just so people know, I get my products from Mold Life. I just did an order, so I have more silicone, I got these, and I got my wet clay for when I make other stuff. So if you haven't been Mold Life, please go have a look. They have all the data sheets on there. There is other brands called like Smooth On and stuff. Go have a look, go have a look around, see how much things are. Some things are going to be expensive, some places are going to be okay-ish, but generally silicone is pretty expensive. That's the main most expensive part. So please do go have a look at their website. They are great customer service. If you have any questions, there is an email at the top where you can just ask about the products or what they think would be recommended. They are great. So yeah, let's go. First, getting our petroleum jelly. Get this anywhere. We have to get it from all places. So you put a little there. I always put it around the edges as well. Get it all in there. You do want to spread it, only because you don't want too much of this on, because it does leave a nasty feel to it. So spread as much as you can, get it in every little thing. That might be a bit too much, so scrape that one. If you can hear dogs snoring in the back, it's my dog. You might have seen on other videos, definitely all over my social media. So you want this to get in absolutely everywhere. Forcefully choose around, but also being really careful with your prosthetic too. And as you see, there are little like holes around, so I just kind of rub it in, and if it's not enough, I'll just use a face thing, a paintbrush. That's what I'm talking about. So this has already got it on, so I'm just going to dab it in. Dab it in and rub. So as you see, that is in. I will use this and just move it around, because I don't want it to linger more in one place than the other, because then we'll have a problem when it comes to the cat plastic. And I have a love-hate relationship with the cat plastic, because at the end of the day it's a pain in the ass, but you want to make sure all the edges are on. Okay, so now that's done, we're going to get the hairdryer. So this is it when you've applied it, and now you're going to see what it's like after. And we'll do this live so then you can see what it's like. You can see it lifting a bit. And we really want to get it. I find this is the best way for me anyway, of getting all the details. Sometimes matte wax doesn't work. I've had times where it doesn't work when I've used it on bigger projects. But if you want to find the recipe of making your own, then I'll let you know. because I feel like as soon as you wipe it off, there's still that right part of how much, but you can also see where it's not coming up. Mainly around this part is good. Just be careful of your feet as well. Normally I have blue wipes, I don't, so I'm going to use a wet wipe. Probably not the best. I'm going to use a towel. I'm just going to wipe over. I'm just going to wipe it off a minute, and then this is kind of where I want to wait, so I'm going to do this one and then I will be back. Okay, so these are ready for the silicone. So I did 5 layers. So on this one is Baldiez and on that one is super Baldiez, so I'll actually show you like the difference for when I apply. The best way to know if your ball cap plastic is done is you just lift it up. Okay, so you lift up like this and you can see it lifted. You need to make sure it's all dry on each layer, like seriously, because I've done it where I didn't and it didn't work. So these are completely dry now with the heat. Also, if you do have a fan, like just a little fan, put that near it, it'll help dry it, or a hair dryer, whatever you've got, whatever you need. So I'm going to do a time scale thingy on me applying the silicone. So before I apply it, these will not take much silicone, so you don't need to use so much silicone on this, because as you'll see, I'll explain it when I finish making it. But we're going to be mixing these 2 colours together. Make sure you give them a really big fucking shake. Okay, so these 2, you only need a little bit. I have done one where I've added too much colour and it didn't work and it was awful. So you have to like work out it preferences. Then this is called deadener. Deadener is basically what you add for the prosthetics to be stretchy, so it depends how much you want to put in. So say for example, if I was working with 20 of each, which is 40 grams of silicone A and B altogether. Some people would put 40 of this in. I would put between 20 and 25 of this in because I find that worked best for me. So that's what we're gonna do, and I hope you enjoy the time scale, and I'll explain what I'm doing throughout it. But yeah, let's get these prosthetics done. So here we are mixing. I did part B, then the deadener, and then I mixed in the colour. So did the exact same measurements I said, and then I add the A in. I mix it around and I spread it onto the mould, making sure I scrape up the excess remaining because we don't want it on the ball cap plastic or it will not actually blend into the skin. So that is what you see I'm doing with the stick there. So as you saw in the video, they turned out good, but not perfect, so it'll be getting done again. This one turned out really well. This is with the super Baldiez. So this did really well, and I'm really happy with it. But I want to try and get it to its perfect, as I know I can. This one didn't do as well, as you saw, but the details came out really well. So this I'm going to be actually making quite a lot of these. When I was in uni, they said your 10th one is probably your best one. So we're just going to keep going until we get it. This is with the Baldiez one. So what I always look for is there any silicone on the cap plastic? And the best way to do that is if you look up into a light, you'll be able to tell. And I think this one did really, really well. I don't think there's really any one in here, but I do think there is a little bit. And because it's a tester, I'm actually going to put it on my hand a minute. and get some IPA on a little brush to try it out. So I'm just putting it in my hand, or I'll put it in my hand. So I think I can see some silicone in this, so I'm gonna place it on. Yeah, there's some silicone in this because it's not blending. There's only certain parts where it is blending. So that's a note for me. So if I can, I'll try to show you on here, one sec. This isn't the best option to really do it, but I just want to show you. So how you see here, some parts are, see, that is where there is cat plastic, and in other parts you can tell it is silicone right there. So even though it turned out great, we want to make sure we get no silicone, and we're not going to stop until we do. So I am going to use these as like help me with colouring. I've never done really delicate things, and I really wanted to try it. So you have to just try everything you can when you have fun with it. So we're definitely going to get these remolded. By the end of the video, we will have some prosthetics that will work. So bear with me, and I'll see you soon. Hey guys, so we're coming back, and we're going to do our second attempt on the prosthetics. I know it's been a while, I've not even uploaded this, just one of those days, but hey ho. So just wanted to let you know, I actually have gone in now with Super Baldiez on this. I first did it with the just normal Baldiez. It didn't work out at all, as you will see before. So we're going to get in and fill these up, and hopefully these are going to be better. We're going to keep on doing it until we get a good one. So hang tight and enjoy the time lapse. So here we are again doing the same one. I did 25 grams instead of 20 grams, and I did 20 grams of the deadener. We always add in a deadener then that, but for some reason my game was off a little bit today. But still, this one went a lot smoother. We used a different type of tool to scrape that off. You see the metal one, that works so much better, so we're going to keep that. That's the one that we need. So I did unmold both of these. Unfortunately, the second one of this wasn't good, so I had to go in. But the little one worked so much better. There is barely any silicone in cat plastic, meaning it's going to blend well. So I'm going to do them all again, but in the next video will be when we are painting them and they'll be done. So I hope you continue on watching for the next video up, and as always guys, stay messy and stay fun.